Hello, Ospreys. Welcome to this week's episode of the Swoop Scoop. I'm Alex Rodriguez.
And I'm Michelle Gonzalez, bringing you some news that flew under our radar this week.
The first week of March brought a lot of change around the world as, according to AP sources, governments are fighting to contain the spread of the new coronavirus. As of Wednesday, Italy closed schools nationwide after reporting more than 3,000 cases. Saudi Arabia banned pilgrimages to the holy city of Mecca, and the Louvre Museum in Paris reopened after certain measures were promised to the workers who fear catching the virus. The World Health Organization says 3.4% of people known to have the virus have died so far, but numbers may not be accurate as health authorities suspect many people with mild cases of COVID-19 remain uncounted.
A man in California was sentenced to more than 5 years in prison for stalking families and survivors of the Parkland school shooting in 2018. 22-year-old Brandon Fleury was convicted by the jury in October for 3 counts of cyberstalking and 1 count of transmitting a kidnapping threat. Evidence from his trial shows he had several Instagram accounts threatening and harassing families of the victims. In some messages, he even impersonated the actual school shooter, Nicholas Cruz, who is expected to begin his trial later this year. There was testimony at the trial that Fleury is on the autism spectrum, but several mental health experts say he does understand right from wrong.
The International Criminal Court, housed in the Netherlands, will be conducting a far-reaching investigation into crimes against humanity and war crimes committed by Afghanistan and the United States of America. Specifically, they will be investigating the Taliban, Afghan government forces, U.S. foreign intelligence operatives, and American troops. While human rights activists applaud the decision, many in Washington condemned it, as America has a long history with refusing to cooperate with the ICC. During a State Department briefing, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said, quote, "It is all the more reckless for this ruling to come just days after the United States signed a historic peace deal on Afghanistan, which is the best chance for peace in a generation." ICC prosecutor Fatou Bensouda promises to perform an independent and impartial investigation, calling all parties involved to offer full cooperation.
A lot has happened this week in the world of sports. Here to break it all down for you is Lauren Paradise with the Inside Scoop in sports.
After an 8-year run, the Cleveland nightclub at the Marlins Stadium in Miami has closed. The club beyond the left field at the grounds level included a swimming pool, dancers, and even a DJ. AP reports May found it to be a staple attraction at the ballpark, and like all parties, it had to come to an end for reasons still unknown. The space is still accessible to fans without the pool, but the bar remains, and the chief revenue officer stated that they are excited about the future use and the potential of the space. All right, in the other world of sports, what we know about the threatening COVID-19, events are being canceled, postponed, or even held privately without an audience. The Tokyo Olympic Games are being very closely monitored as they have taken all precautions. Earlier this week, a loophole was found saying that the Games don't actually have to take place in the summer, just sometime in the year 2020. The organizers for the Games are downsizing the opening ceremony and made the decision not to send 140 kids to Greece to light the torch. There is roughly 4.5 months left till the opening ceremony, and we will see what happens between now and then. Well, that's all the sports news I have for you guys today. Back to you, Alex and Michelle.
Thanks, Lauren. It's crazy to think about how many things this virus is affecting and how quickly it's spreading.
I don't know if you know this, but pets have started testing positive for coronavirus as well.
Really?
That's right. Hong Kong's Agriculture, Fisheries, and Conservation Department announced that a quarantined dog has tested positive on at least 3 separate occasions. But don't worry, a spokesman for the department said, quote, "There is currently no evidence that pet animals can be a source of infection for COVID-19 or that they can become sick." In fact, the dog had such a low level of infection that the World Organization for Animal Health agrees that it was likely a case of human-to-animal transmission.
That being said, the department still suggests that you should put your pets in quarantine if you or someone in your household has tested positive for the virus.
Did you know scientists suspect the virus originated in bats?
That's crazy, Michelle. Speaking of flying animals, Twitter may be introducing a new feature, temporary tweets.
I think I heard about this. Aren't they testing that in Brazil right now?
Yeah, that's right. Fleets are just like tweets, but they disappear after 24 hours. Fleets can't be liked or retweeted, though, and any comment is sent to the user as a direct message. They hope this new feature will bring in new users who may currently be concerned about the permanent and public nature of tweets.
While Twitter hopes that users will share casual thoughts more frequently, some are worried it will make it harder to hold politicians and public figures accountable. Twitter often operates as a platform for these people to reach their audience, and fleets might make it harder to monitor their posts and fact-check them.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see how Brazilian users feel about the new direction.
Well, you guys, don't forget to check out our Facebook and Twitter page for weekday updates on the most important news.
That's a wrap for this episode of Swoop Scoop.
Come back next week. I'm Michelle Gonzalez.
And I'm Alex Rodriguez. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, no, we can keep this one.